2016 Jeep Renegade. This is a Jeep. Or is it? Imposter syndrome is when you doubt your own skills and successes, and you feel you're not as talented or as worthy as others believe, and you're scared that one day people will realize that. This Jeep has imposter syndrome.
It's not a Jeep. It's not a Chrysler. What's that Fiat doing here? That don't belong here.
This is a modified Fiat 500X outfitted with Jeep ephemera like the trademark grille and other almost too much Jeep-related Easter eggs. Although Jeep purists will find it difficult to call this a Jeep, or even a Chrysler, pursing their lips and stringing together broken syllables while they stutter out the words, "That's not a real Jeep." Well, it is. Perhaps in name only, perhaps not. Keeping in mind the pedigree of a brand that was originally not a brand at all, manufactured by multiple car companies in war times, then brought over to consumers in the latter half of the 1940s by Willys Overland. Jeep means different things to different people. To me, Jeep is the AMC 4-liter inline 6-cylinder engine that Chrysler continued to use until 2006, when they replaced it with a minivan engine. Since then, no Jeeps are real Jeeps. I would say the Renegade is a great introduction to what having a Jeep is about. Capable and reliable, and in this case, economical. So there's auto, snow, sand, and mud. Sand and mud also turn the traction control off. Snow and auto. Snow is the only four-wheel drive lock, and then auto is just basically transferring power between the wheels when you need it. But you won't have to just empty every pocket at the gas station like you would for some Jeeps that are larger. I've driven this Jeep from Ohio to Oklahoma multiple times, getting around 30 miles per gallon combined on long trips and around 23 miles per gallon daily. It's great for road trips from a gas perspective, but not so much from a comfort perspective. My wife likes to say it's too cube-shaped because every time she tries to move around in the car is in her way. It's cramped in there, but it's not too dissimilar from the Cherokee that I traded in on this one. As a daily driver, it's a decent machine. It's relatively easy to work on, and I have done most of the maintenance myself since purchase in 2019. Let's talk about the engine. The Tiger Shark is based on the World Gasoline engine originally designed by Hyundai. In 2002, the Global Engine Alliance was formed by Chrysler, Mitsubishi, and Hyundai with the goal of developing a line of shared engines. 3 different 4-cylinder engines were designed to be used in various vehicles. In late 2009, Chrysler bought out the other 2 companies, and then in 2014, when Fiat acquired Chrysler, development started on the Tiger Shark series of engines with updated valve trains and intakes to be used in different Fiat and Chrysler vehicles. This engine is a naturally aspirated 2.4-liter 4-cylinder making 184 horsepower with 174 pound-feet of torque. Plagued with oil consumption issues due to FCA rushing the redesign, this engine was the subject of an $8 million class action lawsuit, which states, when the affected vehicle consumes too much oil, the oil pressure allegedly drops to dangerous levels, causing the vehicle to shut down unexpectedly. Plaintiffs in the case say they were not sufficiently warned of this issue, and when their engines failed were forced to pay out of pocket to fix it. FCA hasn't admitted any wrongdoing, but agreed to an $8 million lawsuit settlement to resolve these allegations. The real elephant in the room is the transmission, a 9-speed automatic, designed in 2013 for use in the new Jeep Cherokee by ZF Friedrichshafen subsidiary Starbuchen. This is your manual mode. We're in second. We're in third. We're in fourth. They're probably going to fifth. We're in fifth. RPMs drop to about 1.5. Controversial to say the least, although I think it's better than most CVT offerings by import manufacturers. The Fiat 500X at least has a 6-speed automatic option, while the Jeep does not. This transmission, it slips. It doesn't always know what gear to be in to go up hills. It hesitates. I don't like this transmission. Sometimes when slowing down and having to accelerate again, it hesitates very noticeably. While there is a manual simulator on the console, which isn't as much fun as it sounds, it does make going up hills a little bit more action-oriented, I guess we'll say. Only thing about the Renegade is, it really does feel like a Jeep to me. I come from owning 2 Cherokees previously. The real ones, a 99 and a 2000. When I was in the market for a new car, I went and test drove the new Cherokee. I didn't much like it. I also test drove a Compass. I didn't much like that. I drove the Renegade, and it was nice, so I bought it. The conquer anything attitude is here. If you have the gumption to get out into the woods, you can. If you want to go off-road, you can. Mind you, this isn't really the 4-wheel drive for that. It's more for like snow on the road or, rainy, muddy terrain to get to like up to your house. It's fine for that, but it's not rough country lift kit off-road level like most people would expect from a Jeep, I suppose. 75th anniversary edition. This is the infotainment system. You got regular radio, you got XM radio, you got AM radio, you got the media, which it connects to your phone, so you can play music over Bluetooth and blah blah blah. And then of course you got your cell phone stuff. You can make calls and so on and so forth. We got heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated seat for the passenger. These are all your controls. They're all, tactile, like old school controls. Down here, it's 4-wheel drive. You got 4 different 4-wheel drive settings, and then you can lock it there by pressing that button. Jeep understood the market that people were in for a new vehicle when they designed this, and they oversaturated that market with 2 other offerings, being the new Cherokee and the Compass. Now, the Cherokee and the Renegade have both been canceled. The last year for the Renegade was 2023, but the name may return as an all-electric offering in the future. The Renegade was an attempt by Fiat to make an affordable SUV, but in the post-pandemic world, the affordable idea went out the window when the base price jumped up about 10 grand. Sales figures in the US through the first 2 model years that it was in full production were pretty decent, with 2016 and 2017 being over 100,000 units each year. The next 2 years were down about 25%. Then in 2020, sales were cut almost in half, and then again in 2022, leading to the cancellation. When you really put this vehicle under the microscope, my 2016 Jeep Renegade, it has a Korean design engine with Fiat tuning, Italian design with a German engineered transmission. It's all these ideas of an import car, imported from all over the globe, wrapped up in an economy box crossover-like package for good old Americans. This car is America, a melting pot. Sure, it's not without its issues, but it's a decent vehicle, and isn't that what a Jeep truly is? Best analogy I have for Jeep in 2024 is Star Wars. The original trilogy is the AMC versions. The prequels are the Daimler Chrysler era Jeeps. The newest trilogy is the Fiat years. We got some old characters back, but it's not the same. Then we have all the Disney spin-off movies, which in general opinion seems to be like a derivative, generic, and tired version. This is what Stellantis is to Jeeps.
That should be the thumbnail.